No, today I'm going to give you a little bit of a crop update and talk to you about the latest and greatest of little projects that you're going to get a say in on tomorrow's video. Stay tuned. Boom! Oh, we got a lot of rain yesterday, and I'm going to walk over to the rain gauge and show you just how much. But what I did, I'm cleaning this out. I'm getting it put up for the winter. Well, I hate to even use the W word, but I have to, because that's what I'm doing. I'm actually not getting it put up for the fall, getting it put up for the year, essentially. And it's pretty important you clean these things out, especially these old ones. This is a homemade sprayer. But let's go take a look at the rain gauge and then come back and see how much that put in here with the lid off of it. All right, and just looking at it, I can tell you we got over an inch of rain last night, to the tune of, oh, I'm calling that, what, an inch and an eighth. That's a lot of rain to get in a night, I think. We awkwardly had a very wet July. Wet in July usually are not synonymous terms, but this year it was. A normal July here we'll get about 4 inches, but we haven't had a normal July in probably 6, 7, 8 years. I mean, I've seen July we get 3/4 of an inch of rain the whole month, so it gets bone dry, but that was not the case this year. I'll do a little crop update real quick before I talk about what I'm going to do here in this video. So these are the soybeans. This is the video field. This is the brush pile I still haven't burned. I did cut some bigger wood out of it and use it for firewood. There you go. But this was sprayed, and you can see the beans are about waist tall. Today's August, man, I don't even know, 6th, 7th. But you can see there's some goldenrod creeping up through, and I put the hammer to this, so it probably, I don't know, I needed to maybe wait about a week to spray this. I don't think it'll hurt it. The way I set my combine up, I'll blow all that garbage trash seed right out the back. I never take a hit for foreign matter when I go to the mill, but let's walk over here and see what's going on. And I can tell you from previous years, this isn't a stellar year, but it's not a horrible year either. I did have a problem with woodchucks, a really bad problem with the old chuckos, and I put a beat down on them. Now, some of you may remember I had to go over in this dog leg area right in there and replant it, and it was well worth it. It paid off. Now the beans here, they're waist high. You know, if you're a 6-foot guy, these beans are going to be just about waist high on you. And over there, they're going to be about knee to almost thigh high. So they are doing well. They have caught up, and planting a second time has paid off, no doubt. And you can see right along the driveway here. I don't know, maybe you can, maybe you can't. But yep, they're pushing waist high. I'm real satisfied. It looks like I do have a little bit of an aphid problem, or I should say a beetle problem here, but not too bad. It's not like, you know, I'm looking at most of the leaves here, and I'm going to tell you 90% of them don't have holes in them of any type for bugs and whatnot. There's a bad corner over there. I expected that to be bad, but I can tell you, just from a standpoint of looking at this overall, I would say that 40 bushels is certainly not out of the question, but we'll find out come October when I pick this, and I will be doing videos. So let's check out and see what phase we're in. Okay, we're clearly in the reproductive stage of the soybean, and you can see the pods are coming in. I'm going to call this probably R3. You know, somewhere in between R3. I mean, we're actually flowering up top, but that's not the actual phase that we're in right now, or stage that we're in. I like to use the term phase and stage synonymously, even though they're not. But some pods are coming in right there, and we're still flowering, so those flowers turn into pods, and the pods grow real big, and they put beans in them, and sometimes you get 3 beans in a pod, and sometimes you get 4. Hey, there you go, and there we grow. And this is doing well, so there's your crop update. But let me show you what I'm doing right now, seeing how it's August, and we're in the quote-unquote driest part of the year, even though it's not been a dry year. Over here, so I showed you on the rain gauge, we got 1 1/8 inches of rain, and I got the M hooked up to the sprayer, doing its job and doing it good. But here's the catch. I mean, there's the water line right there, and I'm going to tell you, an inch and an eighth. What do we got? We got the 40-gallon mark right here, and I'm going to come down here. I'm going to say halfway. That'd be 20. So I'm going to say it put about 15 gallons of water in a 300-gallon sprayer, an inch and an eighth. So you can imagine how much rain this would take to fill. Quite a bit, as expected. So I'm going to get this thing all cleaned out and get the filters off of it, out of it, clean them out, pull the filters out of these nozzles, you know, get everything dress, and go from there. And then we're going to have some fun. Yeah, and you can see right here, if you go back to my video, Farmall M pulling the 370 discs video, I'll put the link in the description below if you haven't had a chance to see that yet. But it's a 1940 Farmall, and what I did was I come through here, and this was all plowed. I plowed it with the fast hitch 3-bottom 756, the Farmall 756, to plow this, and I mean, it pulled it like nothing. But this spot at the time, that was May 18th, this was just soaking wet, and I'm sure after an inch of rain it's not exactly bone dry either. And I do have some foxtail in here. That's usually indicative of a little bit of sour soil. So what I need to do is get in here. I need to walk through this and see how gooey it is. I'm in shorts and sneakers, and I'm not really sinking. It is a little chewy feeling on my foot. But what I'm looking for is pockets of water, places that are holding water, but there's so much vegetation in here. I think even an inch of rain has been absorbed, just because, you know, it can drink it like that. It can do pretty good. Oh, cool, and there's a dragonfly right there and whatnot. So I think what I'm going to do is come in here, a lot of ragweed, just loaded with ragweed. You know, the funny thing is if you had a field of young ragweed, I don't know how many deer hunters are out there, but they talk about, food plots. They love them some young ragweed, the deer and whatnot, and lamb's quarter too, both of which I kill. But yeah, it's not looking too bad. I think I can get it. There's the pocket. Yep, anywhere there's a rut, there's a pocket, or anywhere there's a rut, there's a pocket of water right here. So this could get a little bit dicey, but I don't care. I think I'm going to get in here and work this. I mean, I don't know. I mean, why let it sit the way it is? I mean, it's completely useless. I think what I want to do is come in here, work this little piece here, and then, I don't know, maybe put some sugar beets in it. We're getting a little bit to the 11th hour as far as putting any type of cover crop in, but I want something that'll come in here and fill the spot and absorb it, and maybe do some mineral mining with some turnips or sugar beets or something like that. But now looking over there, you can see some of the corn that I planted with the 510 grain drill, and it did not turn out very well, but you can see there is some corn there. What happened was, after I planted, and I mean the day after, we got 3.5 inches of rain. And now this is pretty well drained soil, but I'm here to tell you, no soil's draining very well at 3.5, almost 4 inches of rain in 36 hours. And it sat, and it did drain well after about 48 hours. So I'm assuming that killed some of the seed, soaked it up, whatever. And then about 3 days later, we got another 2 inches hammering on that. So, you know, make a long story even longer, in about a week's time, we got 5 to 6 inches of rain, and it just absolutely put a beat down on that corn. But there is some corn standing there. I think what I'll do is I'll just even the score. I'll come across here, maybe go straight, come back around, and I haven't decided if I'm going to fast hitch this with the 3-bottom and make the work, you know, easy, or if I'm going to come in here with the little genius number 8 2-bottom 216 and pull it with the Farmall M. I don't know, we'll see. But either way, this is getting dealt with. And the main objective here is to at least get it level, get the ruts out of it. I can come in here, plow this, disc it, culti mulch it, flatten it out, and you know, go from there. It's the best you're going to do. Outside of tiling this, you know, just leveling it and getting all the ruts out of it is about as good as you're going to do.